Okay, Terry, this is your April 9th lesson, and we're going to go through the lines that you need to draw on your own little live view videos. So the number one line we want to draw is the angle of the shaft at address. And that is the baseline for your swing plane. Now, you can draw a million of these lines parallel, and the swing plane is not necessarily on any one line or the other, just the shaft remains parallel to the swing plane line, or any of these lines. So, and the reason that swing plane is important is, regardless of what the backswing looks like, when it comes time to hit, it's got to be right there again. So the further you get off the swing plane, the bigger the error, but the bigger the compensating move has to be. So you could draw 20 of them in here, but I usually just do 2. And the next one, which is really important, is I do a vertical, is swing plane. I'm sorry, hand path. So we want the hand path.
You'll send this to me, right?
Yeah. And the next one would be, let's draw another color here, a butt board. And then we want to track the movement of the head. And so what I do is put a cross on the middle part of the ear. Best way of tracking it. Okay. And then we want to draw one additional line. You don't need to draw this, but we'll get to it. And this is just registering the depth of the backswing. In your case, I don't think depth is a problem, but it could be, so I'm just putting it there in case you want to use it. Okay, so then, now, all we do is go through it step by step. So that looks pretty good. So the next position where we'll look at is when the club is parallel to the ground. Okay. So this for you is a good position. You know, the good guys at this point, and it has to do with part of it. You know, you end up with that flying elbow a bit. At this point, this elbow is straight. It's almost, 2 arms are straight. So it's here, and that elbow doesn't start bending, and it just bends slightly in here. A lot of people think it goes like this. No, it's just, it's just slight bend, okay? Now, so yeah, okay, so that's one thing that I look at here. Also, in the video you sent me, which you had, see, the butt of the club is now here, and it started here. So, and the one you sent me was even worse. So in order to do that, your hands have to leave your body, independent movement. If you just rotate the shoulders, look where the butt of the club comes. It comes slightly inside. So it has a little arc for it to get out here. And then you lose connection, and then you have to kind of buggy whip it around. Okay, so the idea,
throwing it out there.
Yes, yeah. So the idea is, I mean, if it's out here and I didn't do independent movement of the hands or arms, where's the butt of the club going? It goes straight back and then it arcs this way. The only way it can get out here is if I go like this. So now same thing here. The ball's beside me. I arc. This goes slightly inside. So this sets it up, and then you can keep your left bicep pinned to your pec here as opposed to here. So it's pinned to your pec here, you know, like Pernice, my neighbor, played on the tour where he pulled his armpit up, of his shirt up here, and you felt that through the whole swing, and that just is connection. Okay, so you can pick this out by, you know, in position one. You know, the butt of the club started here. It's out like 5 inches. Okay. Here. Yeah. Okay. So now to get it deep enough, because it's out here, it's got to go like crazy because it's got to get. If you drop a vertical at the top, the butt of the club, it should be out here at the heel. So if you have it way out here, it's got to go like crazy. If you have it like this, look, it's pointed here, I don't have to go that much further to get proper depth. Okay. So this is what you see from position one. You know, the good news here is your butt is still against the wall, the left cheek, head's come up a bit, great shoulder tilt. See, that shoulder looks like it's going to get under your chin nicely. So those are the things I look at in this position one. You know, the head going up, we can get by with that. So that's not causing any great trauma. So then the next one is, the next position is where the left arm is parallel to the ground. This is really good position. See how it's a little shallow as opposed to steep, and the elbow hasn't started flying. It's kind of stopped here. So this is really good spot. So this is position 3. Head's gone up, you know, the 2 inches, but it's still there. Good shoulder tilt. You know, the butt is not, you know, so at this point, this may be fine-tune it too much, but you know, if anything, that right cheek goes back a bit. Yours is kind of come forward, so it's kind of telling me you're rotating this way. But that's not causing any great trauma. It's a really good position. Look at this. And this is why it's so much better swing. See, it's all on plane. Did you like drag it back inside and then you had to get it to plane? This is always on plane. This is wonderful. This is what I'm seeing. And then you get to this top position and you no longer have that Mr. Waggles. You know, right? So you used to overswing this way? No, it's right friggin' on plane. The thing that makes it a little more difficult is you have the elbow here. If you have that elbow under, that shallows it out. So if you're starting to hear, and there's some good guys that have this at the top, but their first move down is this. Shallows this thing out. They bring the elbow in here. That's the very first move. So what I say is, instead of having to worry about this move, get to the top with the elbow like that, and more laid off, and all you have to do is set it down, then rotate through. So you got this. Now the tendency, if that elbow doesn't get to your side, that's why you're coming in steep. You know, but trust me, look, you can play with this swing. you can definitely, I mean, this is professional position at the top. Now, the thing is, you're setting up for the steepness, because even that right side, instead of, your right cheek should be actually beyond the wall. Okay, so in this position, it's great. That's fine tuning. Head's gone forward and shoulders gone nicely under your chin, so the drooping neck is not a problem. Okay, so, and this is a move that, okay, so as you come down, okay, so, and look, you had great depth. See, that, for a 6-iron, towards your heel, that's pro quality. So even though you had out here, you got it back deep enough. A lot of times people have like this, and they get the butt of the club up here, and that's going to cause the steepness. Okay.
So it compensated when I get up to the top.
Yeah. Well, and then what happens is you start down. Look, watch the butt of the club. It's going right along the swing plane. This is really good, Terry. See that? A lot of people drop it straight down or flip it out, but this goes straight down. But then you get in here, it's going straight down. See how that elbow's flying? See, I got pictures of Hogan. He goes, boom. His hands are about chest high, and he's got this thing pinned. You got it here. Now look, my thumb is the shaft. You got it in here. If I pin it, it'll shallow it for you. So this thing, so you're coming down. See, this is great. See, you're all on plane. But see, now this is where you tip it over. See, you're not. Right? So, and it's all because of the elbow then. So you got the elbow here. Somehow you got the elbow flying like this, and as you come down, it's still not here, and it's steep. If I come down here, pin this here, look, it's shallow, right where it needs to be. So you got to get this. But I'm saying, instead of this at the top, you start like this. So you keep this as vertical as you can get. I mean, you've got like 45 degrees. Yeah, it's your elbow is more back here, and what we want is kind of still in front of your body almost. So it's not as much as it is behind you.
Are you still taping this?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I should speed it up. Okay. So this is what you do with the lines. Now when you come through, this is the snapshot you want to take. You look at everyone, and I've given you prints, but at this point, the shaft, here's the shaft. It's worse than vertical. It's like there, and it should be right up your forearm. This is what's screwing the pooch here. Yeah. Okay, so now, then here you're still like 2 inches away from the wall. So this hip action is good. That left hip actually goes back. See how the club's outside the ball? That can't go straight. It can only go left. And then you build in, that's off the toe, and you kind of build in a slice thing instead of closing up the club face, because it's going to go even more left. So over time, yeah. Maintain that shoulder tilt. That's really good. See, all that's good. This is now great. You know, the whole thing is here to here. You know, so, I mean, there's a 1,000. Let me go through the other way. I'm still recording. So I'll make this 2. Okay, so from this dimension, we do, the lines we want to draw would be, see if there's a sway, and seeing for getting off a weight shift, proper weight shift. Okay, so that's a better address position for while you had the left side loaded. Let's do the bridge of your nose. Okay, so see that sway? Okay, see that right hip? So instead of swaying, we want to rotate it. Yeah, so it's swaying, and if this rotates, then it's easier to get that left shoulder around. If it sways like this, it's tougher to do that. So that shoulder, that right hip should not go outside that red line. So you're swaying back, and the trouble with the sway is sometimes you may sway 2 inches, sometimes 6, and then you got to sway the exact amount going forward. Okay, so this is good. What do you think about that tilt? That's the old setting you up for the reverse weight shift. So the hip's gone out here, and that's setting you up for this thing instead of here rotating through. Okay. And if you're like exaggerate like this, you know, I don't think you can get that left hip back. It just physically, it just doesn't work. I like this though. We just have to work on getting that left shoulder, and that, or more importantly, the right shoulder high and behind your head. So as you come through, this forward weight shift is good. The lower leg, left leg gets vertical. This kicks in a little late. And the lower body is really good. That wrist, you can damage that wrist. Okay, and then you come through this way. So let me save this.